The New York Giants head up to Seattle on Sunday to face the Seahawks. Seattle, an 8.5-point favorite on BETDAQ, 44.5 the total here. Now the Seahawks currently sit at 5-3, but just 3-5 against the spread. They've definitely been overvalued this season. As a matter of fact, they have failed to cover in 4 consecutive games heading into this week. The main problem, if you call it a problem, because again they are 5-3 overall, but their main problem covering these numbers has been their offense. They've only produced 30 points once in their last 7 games, and when you're given the type of respect that Seattle is given by odds makers, they've been favored by 4 points or more in every game this season, you need an offense that can score some points. You need an offense that can produce to get you over these big numbers like this week. Again, they're an 8.5-point favorite, and the Seattle offense just hasn't been quite good enough on that front. Still very conservative. We know they can run the football, second in the NFL in rush yards per game, but just 30th in pass yards per game. When you have a quarterback as good as Russell Wilson, there's really no reason you should be 30th in passing offense. But you look at this receiving core, no Percy Harvin now, obviously. Golden Tate is in Detroit, so Russell Wilson not working with a whole lot in terms of the wide receiver position. This week he'll be facing a New York Giants defense that is better against the pass than they are against the run. Excuse me, I said that wrong. The Giants better against the run than they are against the pass. The Giants 28th against the pass this season, so you have to wonder, is this Seattle offense well equipped to attack the Giants defense where they are the weakest? That is the secondary. I don't think they are. Like we mentioned, Seattle hasn't been throwing the ball very well or with much regularity against anybody. That's one reason I'm looking at under 44.5 here. The total 44.5 on BETDAQ. I think this game might be more low scoring than a lot of people think it's going to be. We know the Seahawks have an excellent defense, and they do. 4th in the league in total defense. Haven't been playing quite as well on that side of the ball as they did last season. Injuries probably have a lot to do with that. But I still expect them to have a lot of success against this New York offense that just hasn't been able to get it rolling in their first year under coordinator Ben McAdoo. Now, they've been better of late. They've produced 21 points or more in 5 of their past 6 games. But if you've seen this Giants offense week in and week out, you know it is not the type of unit you should be trusting with your money, especially on the road against a defense like Seattle's. So like I said, I do like under 44.5 here. Now, in terms of the line, I think 8.5 might be too many points. I know the Giants are a very unpredictable, unreliable team. They're 3-5. All 3 of their wins have come by double digits. All 5 of their losses have come by double digits. So certainly they lose by more than 8.5 regularly. But with what we've seen out of the Seattle offense lately, very conservative. Just not sure they're going to be able to open up a big enough lead here. Even if they have a 2-touchdown lead in the 4th quarter, a backdoor cover, a definite possibility in this situation. Seahawks bettors know that well after last week's game when they had a 24-3 halftime lead over the Oakland Raiders, only to see the Raiders score 21 second-half points. Seahawks only won that game by 6 points. Didn't come anywhere close to covering the 14-point number. So listen, based on that game, based on what we've seen out of both these teams recently, especially Seattle, I just think 8.5 points feels like too many here. But my favorite bet in this game, under 44.5. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. I do expect Seattle to win, but I'd be surprised if they cover that 8.5-point number.